We are live. It's a Thursday night presentation here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Here's what the TWolves have lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll head home and take on the Toronto Raptors. Then on Tuesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks.
And you know, for that matchup with Denver, it's a good checkpoint to see how they fare. It's the 5th contest on the year for them and a chance to evaluate where they stand.
And the starting lineup for the TWolves. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Randall out there with Gobert, and it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. And for the Kings, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Levine is out there with Ellis, and it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Thanks, guys. The Kings were not complacent this summer. They have added all-star DeMar DeRozan in a sign-and-trade. He brings even more firepower to an offense that was already among the league's best. And in the loaded Western Conference, the Kings knew they had to make moves to stay in the fight. DeRozan is one of the biggest signings in Kings franchise history, guys.
A tremendous addition. Shams, thanks for the update.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Edwards against Levine. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. A 3 off the inbound, and there's Edwards on the assist by Gobert.
Edwards loves those long-range bombs. He's a confident shooter.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David. Oh, wow, man!
And showing some creativity. Murray smooth and lethal.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Lets it go from deep. A shot by McDaniels, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And he makes that one.
DeRozan's excellent footwork makes him dangerous inside.
Gobert. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
Well, I tell you what, DeRozan really packs a punch now. He's an explosive athlete with really good strength. I mean, he's got great size for a backcourt dominant scorer.
Edwards' shot is good. And this season's still very young. Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
Minnesota's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. 3-pointer, Randall. Sacramento grabs the miss. Down low. And it's Murray with the jam.
Powering that one down. Murray saw a chance to go for it and took it.
It's Edwards on the wing. Guarded by Levine. Conley for 3. Great defense that time from Ellis. The Kings have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them.
And good execution by Levine with the pass. I mean, showing improved leadership skills there.
Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but that one scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for Sacramento. Monk comes in for Ellis. And a change for the Timberwolves. Alexander Walker's checked in. Timberwolves trail by 6. Looking to end the run. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And here's Levine who brings it up for the King. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for McDaniels. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Now, here's Reed. Drills the three-pointer.
This is a big part of Reed's value. I mean, he's proficient from deep, and he's got a quick trigger, too.
On the wing, DeRozan shoots over Alexander Walker. Misses the wing J.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
DiVincenzo can't hit it.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
There's Levine. Rebound, Minnesota. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Hey, knocking down free throws in a hostile environment is really about the battle of the mind.
And here are the Kings now after the basket by Minnesota. Such a wide-open look. 6 points for Zach LaVine.
Mid-range, no problem for LaVine. He easily adjusts his shot as needed.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. Kings leading now by 5.
Minnesota foul. Dillingham. First personal foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the numbers.
Down to the wire, and an opponent needed to foul. I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Here's Alexander Walker. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end. Always in attack mode.
Here's Sabonis. No good on the last second attempt there. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. It's Sacramento up by 4. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've been watching for the Kings, guys.
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Anthony Edwards. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Reed. And it's Minot in at the power forward. Miles with a wide open look. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Fultz the pass to Sabonis. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
And here's Edwards from the arc. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul. Zach LaVine's checked in for Sacramento. Ellis comes in for Markelle Fultz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Minnesota. Conley now comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
And checking out some stats for Levine. He had a strong showing last season. He was around 19 points per game last year, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's such a big part of what they do offensively.
Yeah, he's just got that nice feel, that sixth sense, knowing where to be on the floor to help his teammates generate points.
A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. And here's Levine, who brings it up for the Sacramento Kings.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against. And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Inside, Sabonis, and slam dunk by Sabonis.
Sabonis now is not going to shy away from contact. He really aggressively attacks the defense.
The Timberwolves working the ball around them. Back to Conley. Out to the right wing. From the arc. Nailed from three-point land. Conley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Ellis surveying the D. Pass to Levine. Back to Ellis for the three. Another three for Sacramento.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
Here's Reed. Back to Conley. Outside Edwards. And Reed has it in the corner. Here's Conley. He's guarded by Ellis. Puts up a three. Conley's shot is off. Sacramento leading by 3. Levine passes to Lyles. Back to Levine. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got his 4th rebound in this one. Driving attempt.
Once Edwards accelerates, I mean, he looks like he's playing at a different speed than those around him.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Ellis outside. Pass to Lyles. Launches it. Mike Conley grabs the miss. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Strong move inside by Edwards.
Edwards just doesn't allow defenders to bottle him up. Great focus and persistence.
Timeout called by the Kings. Clark, if you had one word to describe Mike Conley, what would it be?
Reliable, steadfast, dependable. And I know that's 3, but I wanted to give you 3 different words I could use to describe him. Only 2 seasons in his whole career has he not played at least 50 games. That speaks to durability and professionalism.
And some changes here for the Kings. Keegan Murray's checked in for Lyles, and it's DeRozan in for Monk, and then for Minnesota. Julius Randle's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Alexander Walker, and it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. Pass to Sabonis. And here's Levine. Again, the miss by the Kings. McDaniels with the ball. Back to Randle. Now here's Gobert. Here's Conley. Just 5 to shoot. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
This is the right play by Conley, sticking with the motion and ensuring he gets to the line.
And that one falls for Mike Conley. And he makes both free throws.
Tell you what, Conley may not be in his prime from an age standpoint, but I tell you, he is still tremendous as a floor leader, general, and he's a stabilizing presence on this team.
And with that shot, the Minnesota lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from DeRozan.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Conley finds Randall. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for Minnesota. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. They're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Thanks for tuning in. The story tonight with the Minnesota TWolves, they're in a close game.
This has been a display of what we often talk about on this show. Unselfish ball movement usually leads to better shots. Now, I could say this. They're generating a lot of clean looks, guys.
Yeah, it's tough to beat a team that's in sync. Big advantage in the assist column. Check that out. And guys, let's take a moment to recognize the top performer for each squad thus far.
You watch them, they have
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
The post pair for him will be Murray and Sabonis. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much. Pass to Murray. Kings moving the ball around. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Sabonis. DeRozan's got the game tied up here for Sacramento. There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
All free throws good from Randall. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers in Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
McDaniels in the post. DeRozan's there. A nice shot by McDaniels.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. Great showing for him last season. 2nd in field goal percentage. And he finished among the top 10 in blocks, bringing that intimidation factor to the paint.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. DeRozan against McDaniel. And it's DeRozan missing.
wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Here's Edwards. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got 4 rebounds in this game. Ellis outside. Outside, Sabonis. Murray kicks to Ellis. On the wing, Murray. Ellis outside. Outside, Levine. 4 on the shot clock.
Aren't many better at shooting from that range than Levine. He is lethal from that spot.
McDaniels finds Edwards. Edwards shooting fearlessly from the arc.
And that's another 3. And if the defense is hoping that they don't heat up from out there like they did in the first half, they may be in for a real bad surprise.
DeRozan passes to Sabonis. Back to Levine. 3-pointer. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got his 6th rebound on the night. Shot by McDaniels, no good.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Here's Murray, and here's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Randall.
Oh, man. Keegan Murray, that is nasty.
Awesome rewind, courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's McDaniels. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him.
Here's DeRozan, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 12 points for him.
We've seen this a bunch of times. DeMar having a huge night, and the defense has no answer.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
No offense. Come on, keep on dancing, keep going. Come on, let's see those dance moves.
And the Kings making a change here. Monk's checked in. Timberwolves also changing it up. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
High off the ground to hammer it home. I love that force on the throwdown.
Alexander Walker with the ball. And it's good, 2 points. Alexander Walker's got 5.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's LaRavia. He nails it. And we're tied up. LaRavia's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
The 11-footer was shot by Alexander Walker. No good. For Sacramento, they've gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. They get it back. Here's Monk. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Alexander Walker finds Randall. Banked in off the glass. 8 points for him.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Timberwolves lead by 2. And right after... How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for Minnesota, Miller is out there with Reed. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Edwards in at the shooting guard. And the dunk by Lyles.
Tell you what, when Levine glides off the pick, I mean, you see the defensive attention he draws. Makes for an easy pass to the rover.
The shot's good from Alexander Walker.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture. Tipped away.
It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. Some changes for Minnesota. Mars is checked in, and Dillingham subbed in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Here's Ellis, outside Levine. Back to Ellis. Kings moving the ball around. Levine's shot is off. Minnesota leading by 3. Here's Dillingham. And a miss there on the triple. And for Sacramento, they're shooting at 51%. Really solid. Here's Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And it's not everybody who needs hops to finish at the rim. Valanciunas just needs to be an arm's length of the bucket to throw it down.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far as scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
And another thing they've been exceptional at is their passing. On-target ball movement has gotten them a lot of assists tonight.
Pass to Levine. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Timberwolves have gone 1-3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And so Levine will bring it up now for the Kings. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Pass to Valanciunas. Back to Monk. And then Monk with the jam.
Boy, man, can Monk fly? I mean, it's fun watching this dude get up and drop the hammer.
And he got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And some changes here for the Kings. Sabonis comes in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's DeRozan in for Monk. Minnesota also making some changes. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Julius Randle comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's McDaniels in for Dante DiVincenzo. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. Now he emphasized it's anybody's game right now. He told his guys to focus on finishing the task at hand and... Kevin?
Thank you, David.
And Murray loves knocking down the big shot. He does not fear the moment.
Conley, the pass to Edwards. Here's McDaniels. Connects from three-point range. McDaniels got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves. For Sacramento, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. And the foul called on Edwards. That's foul number 2 for him. 1:51 left here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. Here's Sabonis. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. 8 points for Sabonis.
Pivotal bucket from Sabonis there. This guy just continues to rise to the challenge.
Conley dishes to McDaniels. Pass to Gobert. Out to Conley. It's Edwards on the wing. Shoots the three, and another three for Minnesota.
He's such a clutch shooter. He just lives for the big shot.
Sacramento's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Good on the first, and that ties the game up.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
Randall from outside. And Gobert kicks to Randall. Over in the corner, Edwards. From the corner, Anthony Edwards. Bucket.
Seems like Edwards never stops competing and believing right until the final buzzer.
Sabonis. Yes! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Gobert finds Randall. Over Murray. Got it.
Calm when it counts. Randall has that clutch DNA.
Timeout, Kings. Levine with it. Picked up by Edwards. Fires for three. Trifecta.
And starting to see what this kid is made of. Murray not shying away from the challenge so far.
3-on-3. Here's Ellis. Randall grabs the board.
Uh-oh. Changed his mind on the way up and tricked himself.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Had to foul on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line. No good.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
That's the way to go.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Conley, the pass to McDaniels. For 3, Edwards. Bullseye!
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident, too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind here.
Timeout, Sacramento. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
You know, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in the game.
And so it's the Timberwolves who come out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Kevin. With Julius Randle. And Julius, you get it done at multiple ends. Where has your focus been in terms of approach?
Just taking what the defense gives me. I'm a lot more patient. Let the game come to me. Don't really try to force things as much. You know, sometimes I get out of character, but just try my hardest to let the game come to me the most.
Well, you were a big part of the win tonight, Julius. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And now, our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.
This game I use the same old cheat. I see baloney still the same old me. They can't wait for me to break. They just wanna step my way. Go to war. I do more for